Hey up, right, I've got myself to quite a reasonable place in my workshop now where all my tools are accessible. I've got plenty of space, everything that I need to be on wheels is on wheels. I'll give you a quick look round. So I've got my bandsaw here, I've got a couple of cupboards which are all nicely organised, them's all my paints and my stains and stuff. Got another cupboard here that's got oil, my tree felling gear, my leaf blower and my still saw and a few other bits in there. I've got my bandsaw blades hung up on the wall. My bandsaw is on wheels, so I can move that in and out and around as I want to. I've got a bit of gardening gear hung up there on the wall where it's easily accessible and I know where it is. Clamps, a bit more of my stuff that I use on a regular basis. I got my main workshop bench here, which is again on wheels, so I literally can wheel that around anywhere I want to. And then down this side I've got my bench grinders, my metal lathe, my sander, my chop saw station, my lathe under there that I can pull that out, that's on wheels as well, my table saw that's on wheels, shop vac, and one thing and another. So that's basically my workshop. Lovely place to be, lovely place to work. But I've got another room through here. So this was basically just a lean-to that I put on a couple of years ago. The roof is an old shed and I put this on probably 2 years ago. I made a video of it at the time and then I started storing stuff in here, and as always this is what happens. This is how things take over and get a mess, and then I'm busy doing other stuff. So I've got a day and a half now, so I'm gonna take all this out and I'm gonna reorganize it.
I never really thought it would be so hard, 'cause they make it look so easy. It's an all-consuming, ever-hungry beast that never tires of feeding. Nobody ever said that it was guaranteed. They just said take your shot. Keep things real and be yourself, but give it all you got. You set off on the road, paved with good intent. You gave this thing your soul. Just do what you do with the hand you got dealt. All roads come with a toll. Nobody ever said that it was guaranteed. They just said take your shot.
I did get to a point where I wish I hadn't started, as you always do when you start ripping things apart. But now that I sort of got a clear plan and I want to know what I'm doing, I've cleared all that space there. And I've sorted all the pallet wood out. I'm getting rid of all the knackered stuff and I'm just keeping the decent stuff. I bet you can hardly hear me. That's the rain. It's absolutely pissing it down. 4:30, it's started to get dark.
Keep things real and be yourself, but give it all you got. Start the day at 5 with a coffee and a smile, all day to do my thing. Spending 15 hours on an idea I had for 6 minutes on the screen. There's no point giving up or stopping now. You know you will regret it. Screw your head back on and nail the attitude. It's out there, go and get it. Nobody ever said that it was guaranteed. They just said take your shot. Keep things real and be yourself, but give it all you got. Nobody ever said that it was guaranteed. They just said take your shot. Keep things real and be yourself, but give it all you got.
I love eating outside, even in this mess. Like a caveman. Right, that's miles better. Right, I'll probably have to end the video there now because it's coming up to 1:30 and I've still got the inside of that garage to tidy because it's a right mess. But at least I've done out here now because that was sort of important for this weekend. I couldn't leave this a mess. So I'm going to have to spend a couple of hours tidying up in there now. But at least I've got that inside wall up. So I've something that I can work on from inside there now. So that's the view from inside. It's not completely watertight, but it doesn't need to be for now. It's secure and I'm happy with that. I can build a frame and put some latting on that and finish that wall off. The rest of this in here, well, obviously it needs a massive tidy up. Right, so that's a classic example of how one thing leads to another. I never intended to do this weekend. My intentions were to build a shelf for that light that I built in that bottle last weekend and put it in my man cave. And because I was looking for something that I couldn't find, I thought it was in my log store. I was looking for a piece of copper pipe and I knew I had some somewhere and I couldn't find it. I thought it was in my log store, so I started ripping that apart to find it, which then led to pulling everything out there and deciding to build a bench in there, which then led to me having to pull that outside wall down and pull that log store out and tidy in there. But I couldn't do any of it until I'd built the frame in there, and I couldn't do that until I'd tidied outside. So that's just a classic example of how things just lead on from one thing to another. And the funny thing is, I'm stood here now and the copper pipe I wanted to build that shelf with is literally over there on that bench. It's down there on that bench and I didn't see it. Yeah, so I'm going to have to spend a couple of hours tidying up in here now because I couldn't even get to my chop saw. Everything I did out there I had to do with a handsaw because I couldn't physically get in here and get to my chop saw and get to any of my tools. So I'm going to spend a couple of hours tidying up in here now. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next week.